Hey guys, Palsteron here, and today let's talk about my updated guides for 3.24. Now, the updated guides in question are EA Ballista, Toxic Rain Ballista, and Hexblast mines, and also my Archmage Hierophant is now officially out. I will also link that in the other guides, and Scourge of Menace we're going to talk about in a second as well. Now, there's always stuff that falls through the cracks on these guys, obviously, so if there's like anything missing, definitely hit me up on Discord or something. Link is down in the description. Tell me if there's like a mistake. I can't do anything about it. I tried to be as thorough as possible. But yeah, it is what it is. Also, as of the release of this video, automation support and call to arms support are not in there yet. So if you see like a 3 link and there's nothing there, there's a good chance there's going to be an automation support there later. If you see an enduring cry and there's just like randomly thrown in there, there's most likely going to be call to arms there. Number one, let's talk about Scourge Arrow and Caustic Arrow Ballista. So these builds is what I played last league, and they were fantastic. One of the best league starters I've ever had. And that was mostly because of tinctures. We had a tincture here, all damage can poison. So if you're wondering, if you haven't played the last league, this is not in the game anymore, obviously. So now we have to do with Fizz and Chaos Bows, which kind of suck. Does that mean it's going to be bad? I don't think it's going to be bad, but I wouldn't recommend it, right? Like you're now way more reliant on something like a Covenant, which takes away from your body armor slot. You're way more reliant on getting a Dark Scorn. At this point, I really think that Toxic Rain Ballista is just a strictly better build in that sort of like chaos dot scene. And if you put all of that into PoE, your damage is round about halved. In some endgame setups, even worse. Just the fact that you could take any elemental bow that all the lightning arrow guys are using as well, right? Like all those leftover bows from Rock, like buy an endgame bow for 3-4 chaos that outperforms Dark Scorn, right? It's just not going to be there, and it's a bummer. As well as that, we have the Scourge Arrow nerf right here, which I don't know if that was warranted, but fair enough. They probably thought after Tornado Shot got hit, this would be the next go-to skill, which I agree with. They nerfed it from 5 to 4 Thorn Arrows, which is quite a big single target DPS decrease, and also in terms of like clear. All in all, I will not be updating this guide anytime soon. It will not get a actual release until there's like a better fix for this, or like Fizz bows get better, poison bows get better, or there's maybe another way to get the same thing as tinctures did. Number 2 is Explosive Arrow Ballista. Honestly, not much changed, but you can now get endurance charges with Enduring Cry, which is quite good, especially with your Immortal Call, or you can also not use it for Immortal Call, so you permanently have that 12% physical damage reduction up. Does it fit into the gem setup? Kinda. Am I gonna update on Macro immediately? Maybe not 100% sure. I usually like to do these like a league later. I mean, whenever I'm certain that it's already tested and all of that. Call to arms support has been a little bit of a weird one. I originally, just so you know, planned on having a Enduring Cry, Infernal Cry setup, but now they're saying it doesn't work like that. It actually doesn't trigger like multiple war cries, and the trailer they showed where that was possible was just a bug. So fair enough, they probably just got scared and then removed it. Fair enough, you can still use Enduring Cry or Infernal Cry if you want to. Next up, we have Toxic Rain, which actually changed the most. So there is now the reduced mana cost of skills doing effect can no longer be unveiled or crafted on Flask. What does that mean for us? I actually did on PoE, and it doesn't really come out to much of a change if you didn't use Divine Blessing, but if you use the Divine Blessing setup for an extra aura, that is gone now. So Life Tap is now going to be your end game, which basically just means that you don't take Revelry and anything like that anymore. No more reduced mana cost. You go straight up just Life Tap right here, as you can see, and you cut damage on full life for that. That's all you do, and you have so much recovery, you're barely gonna notice. You have 1,900 life recovery from your life flask. Your life cost is gonna be like 400. You don't even know. Then one more thing also that you can do is you can use Enduring Cry. Once again, we'll have to see. I'm gonna not like put it on max roll until it's actually in the game, after how often they are backtracking their stances on stuff. So I'm gonna wait for that. But yeah, just know it's out there. Then we have Hexblast. At first, I was really concerned because of the automation support changes, and now I'm fine because they added a mastery. So in case you guys don't know, there is now a new mastery, which I have here. Detonate Mines is triggered while you're moving. This is basically what left click used to do. Now you have to take a mastery for it. Fair enough. They did, however, remove the AoE mastery, which gave you up to 100% AoE. A lot of people are saying, oh, minus 100 AoE, it's going to be a big deal. The thing is, kinda, but at the same time, you never really had all your mines up or you're clearing. It was more like 40, 50, 60% AoE. I tested on standard. It still felt perfectly fine. So that's all I can say. Also, make sure to know that if you are a Sabo, which I personally prefer, you get 8% AoE from all these small nodes, which means in total that's going to come out to 32% AoE. With a Trickster, you would probably want to negate that by going for Arcane Expense. And yes, Hexblast has the same thing. Once again, it can use endurance charges from Enduring Cry. Once again, we're gonna see. I don't know how consistent it is, all of that good stuff, right? But yeah, updated. But yeah, that's about it. Also, if you want to check out my new guide that I'm gonna be using, which is the Archmage Hierophant, that one is also out. I'll link all the guides down in the description. But yeah, since I still don't have a slogan, see you next time.